In this video, I want to show you how you can use colour through a really simple painting exercise to increase warmth in your body and also to give you an increased sense of energy. I'm doing that because at the moment it's January when we're shooting this video, and it's cold and it's dark, and you know, we haven't seen the sun for a long time, so our energy levels are just generally go down a little bit. It might be that you're watching this video at another time of year, which is okay, of course. You can still use this exercise, although it's not winter. You might be just feeling a bit depleted, and in that case, the colour exercise will work just as well. So if you haven't actually seen my videos before, my name is Grit. I'm an art therapist and an intuitive artist, and I love working with art and therapy and combining the two together. So let's get started. Before we begin the actual painting exercise, I want you to choose what colour that you're going to work with. And I've got 4 swatches here that you can see that I've worked with previously. There's a cinnabar red, a carmine red, a lemon yellow and a warm yellow. I suggest you pick the colour from the palettes and the paints that you have available to you, of course, that imparts the biggest sense of warmth when you're looking at it. The next thing is to decide on a brush. I suggest you use a brush where the head is not too small. You can see this is about the size of a finger for me, and it's a sort of flattish kind of brush. So I would use that. Then I would use some paper, and as you can see, I've got 2 different types of paper here. I've got one that's slightly larger and one that's sort of about hands size. So it's about 15 by 15 centimeters, and I think this is about 18 or maybe 20. It's slightly larger. So choose the size that you feel comfortable with. The idea when we start painting is that you have a unified color field. I suggest you also tape down your piece of paper. That way you don't have to be concerned about it moving around as you're painting on it. And then you get your paint out. Now I've got some paint here. I have my paints are in these little glasses where I dissolve my watercolor with a bit of water, and I've done that already. So this is the warm yellow, and I've got a glass of water here that I can clean my brush in. So I've poured in some of the warm yellow into my little bowl, so I can easily dip my brush in it and paint with it. But before we start painting, we're going to just settle into our seat for a moment, and I hope you by now have the paints, your paper and your brush ready. If not, then pause the video and then come back, and we'll just do a little settling in before we start painting. Settle into your seat and then take 2 slow deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Breathe in, breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in and breathe out through your mouth. Continue breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Put your hands in your lap and let your shoulders drop down. Feel your shoulders soften. And then take your attention inward. Try and notice what the temperature of your body is just now. Comfortable, slightly warm, maybe slightly cool. See if you can notice any extremities where it might feel warmer or colder. Perhaps your hands are cold, your feet might be cold. And try and notice what your energy feels like. What's your mood like? Just make a mental note in your own head. And then we're ready to start painting. So I would invite you to paint slowly and just with slow, deliberate brush strokes, just go over your previous stroke when you're filling your brush with a bit of color. Really look at the color as it contacts the page. And the way that I'm putting the color onto my page here, you can see I'm going into the previous stroke in order to get a unified surface, a unified field on the paper, because this exercise is about really connecting with the color. And so we're going slowly and deliberately. You can go whatever direction you like, but if you start going in a direction, in many different directions, all at the same time, then the paint is likely to dry and you'll end up with lines or areas that are not as saturated. And the idea is that we get a unified surface, a unified field of color that we can really look at. So you can go in straight lines like this up your page, or from the top you can move down. It's entirely up to you. Just try and get a unified field of color on your paper. And do slow, deliberate strokes. Try really feeling the energy of the color, the warmth that it is hopefully imparting to you. You might like to really see it as a form of enjoyment, like eating something really lovely with your eyes. Hopefully you like the color that you've picked to paint with. And then you can have a look at your color to see, go over any areas where you feel that the color might not be entirely unified, so that you end up with a field that's just completely uniform. And then put your brush down once you've finished and try and focus on just observing the color. Breathe slowly and calmly. Breathe in for 4 and breathe out for a count of 6. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Just looking at the color, does it feel cozy and like an enveloping feel? Maybe it feels like a warm hug that's coming to you from the outside. Or maybe you can feel it, sense it as a radiating warmth from inside. If you don't feel anything, then try and just look at the color and imagine breathing in the energy of the color. And as you're breathing in that color, imagine the color going in with the air that you're breathing in, spreading as an energy through your body. And try and just feel into what that does. Once you've sat with that for a minute or so, you can rinse your brush and then we'll go on to the next colouring exercise. In this exercise where we're going to work with colour in order to increase your energy, I want you to look at the colours you have available and then pick a bright, high energy colour. So something that imparts a sense of energy to you. I have chosen to work with orange, and I have got my paper ready. I've got it taped down, so we're ready to get started. First, I want you to take a moment to just tune into your body and your mind. How do you feel? Do you feel fresh? Maybe you feel exhausted or just mildly tired. Or maybe you feel absolutely normal. Just make a mental note of it. And then I would encourage you to either stand up or you can sit with your spine straight. And then we're going to just shake our arms for about 10 seconds. So starting now, we're going to shake our arms. I'm shaking my arms so you can see it. And then down to the side. Just keep shaking your arms, maybe loosening up your shoulders a little bit, and that's it. Now just try and feel that slight tingling sensation in your body, which feels a little bit like a mild electrical current powering your body. And just, you'll probably feel it quite vividly in your arms and your hands. Pick up your brush. And then we're going to start painting. Again, we're going to start painting to create a unified colour field. But this time, I would encourage you to try and paint with shorter brush strokes, 3 brush strokes coming in and 3 brush strokes as you're breathing out. And just paint that so that you're again creating a unified colour field. But we're using shorter brush strokes as we're painting. And looking at the colour at the same time. Really try and take in the energy of the colour. So breathing in and then breathing out. Making sure you have colour in your brush, of course. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And it's okay to take a little moment to just stop and look at the colour on your page as well. Really just taking it in. As you can see with the watercolour I'm working with here, it's sort of slightly lighter in some areas. So really noticing the colour. I'm working with little short brush strokes, little energetic brush strokes. But pay attention, really take in the colour, how it flows across the page, contacts the paper, sits with the paper. Maybe there are areas that are feeling light. You can go over those again. So that you're making the colour really intense. Try and have a unified colour field at the end of your painting. Then when you've finished, stop and place your hands in your lap, and then breathe in for 3 and breathe out for 3. Breathe in and then breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Try and sit and just notice if you feel any changes in alertness, tingling in your body. Maybe you feel the energy in a different way in your body. Feel free to leave me a comment, and it may well be that you've worked with a different colour, not with orange. Maybe you've worked with a colour that you feel is more energetic to you. Leave me a comment whether you found the energy exercise helpful or whether you found the warmth exercise helpful. I hope you enjoyed those exercises. You can always, in future, when your painting is dry, still sit with your painting in order to soak up the frequency of that colour. And hopefully I'll see you again in another video in future.